Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Empyrion Multiplayer. As you can see, I have taken the gunboat. This here hull here was the design that I had finally come up with. This was after about 4 or 5 hours of tinkering with it later. And then I decided to take it up and have a chat with Dream, who is now currently helping me remodel the entire ship. He stripped actually the entire top half of the deck off and decided to have some fun. We put the turtle back inside here. It's parked basically where it's going to end up being parked. And we're redoing, for now the third or fourth time, the hangar bay. I'm just going to kind of let it record with him doing his thing because he knows how to build stuff, and I reached a point where I just got frustrated. I had this thing wide open. This angle here on the outside was wide open. This was my doing, and then everything else is his doing. So we're going to pick up with him doing his thing, and I'm going to kind of watch, and maybe we'll throw some tunes on or something. I don't know. Maybe we'll do some fast forward stuff. But yeah, let's get back at it. Hope you enjoyed Dream helping me build the turtle gunboat to turtle carrier conversion. Oh, you look like you're stumped.
No, I'm alright. I'm just looking down blocks and seeing how it works at the minute.
Oh, okay.
I want to try and make it so it's not just a rectangle at the front.
Yeah.
But it's very tricky to have it any other shape when you just got a box. You know, when you've got a rectangle door you have to put in, you end up with a rectangle.
Yeah.
Shape to it to make it look slightly different, or run it in. A bit trickier.
Yeah, for me, that was always the big problem, is trying to line up these angles and corners so they actually look good.
Yeah, it's quite tricky to do. It's quite tricky.
Because every time I think I've got it down pat, I always seem to find one more angle or corner that doesn't exist.
Yeah. You get that a lot. Take these off, so run it in. Different.
Yeah, so you're basically thinking of just lifting the sides up.
Yeah, sort of, yeah. I'm going to try and get it to curve at the same time, because this can come in where it is.
Yeah.
Existing already. I just want to try and tie it into what we've already got. Place. I mean, that is... that's one of those ramps, but not a ramp.
It's the 22 with, or the 45 with the quarter chunk out of it, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Because it ties into a 22 slope back at the end where the ship is.
Yeah.
Over here where my drone is. I don't know if you can see him or not.
Yeah, I can see it.
That was why I went with those ones. Because, yeah, the original gunboat was, like, it's all 22 slopes on this thing. It's...
Yeah, I remember.
They have a lot of 22 slopes that don't transition to 45s very well, so that was part of the thing I was running into.
Right, they only take one shot of a multi-tool to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Whereas a long corner still takes two shots to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. Tiny little thing, you know.
Yeah, it's another one of those blocks where the hit points are wrong. It's just an Elion thing. I mean, it's a combat steel block. It should be a combat steel block hit points, not hardened steel block hit points.
I can understand why they think that having, half the size block, therefore only half the hit points. I can understand why they may have thought that, but
yeah, I could understand it for like the wedge, but for the transition block, that's still almost a full block. It's like it's only missing a eighth of the block.
Yeah. Rust is hiding. Right, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now you're into the gunboat itself.
Yeah, the old gunboat. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, that block.
Yeah, that's the big trick is you pull back far enough and then you start carving into the starter hull and then you're like, how much further do I want to go?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, don't worry, we'll be fine. What you've got going there. Take the ramp there and put them the other way around. Gives us a bit more height.
Yeah, I think that block there that was part of the inside curve, which was I was trying to do the same thing that's like over your head, where you got the lights.
Yep.
On the texture there. That's kind of what I was trying to continue for the whole ship. I wanted it to have that look still to it, but
yep. We can still do it, don't worry, I think.
Yeah.
Just need to. We've got 2 blocks high, effectively. Goes there.
Mm-hmm.
Put this one in a bit. But we're keeping the same, similar to what you've already had. Your ideas are still the same. The inside will still look kind of what you've already done before.
Mm-hmm.
Drop that in like that. That'll have to get merged in a minute. How does that look for you on the sides, inside and out? Ignore the joints for the minute. Just that kind of shape.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I can't spray paint them. I show them, but the 22 bottoms that you put on. I did the ones that had the little step on the end of them because those little 45-degree lights that they introduced look really sharp against the bottoms of them. But other than that, yeah.
So you mean them bits? So you just put lights up in this corner?
No. You know that there's another ramp down on the bottom row that's got like a little step on the bottom of it. It's like you would go from a 22 to a wall.
Yes, that one.
And then you can put the angle light.
Yeah, the new lights.
Up, and they fit real nice on that corner, and they look actually really, really good.
Yeah, I put one in place. Is that the one you mean?
Yeah. There's a corner block that does 22 to 22, isn't there?
I don't know. I like that one because the top ramp coming round and down is not quite the same angle.
Mm-hmm.
Do that one for a minute. This side.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's a loner block. It only works on its own, I found. It's not like there's a lot of other blocks that play well with it.
No.
Yeah, it's hard to do a big hangar that actually looks good, isn't it?
Yeah, most of the time they just end up looking like square boxes, but you can make them look just slightly different, I think.
Yeah.
Get up there.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was the problem I started running after I built this thing. It was like, how am I going to transport it around?
You should have built such a big autotank.
I mean, she's nice, but she doesn't exactly like she'll climb a mountain, but you're gonna basically be using two sets of thrusters simultaneously and kind of crab walking up the side of it, and then when you get to the top, you know, she'll move, but if you get her stuck, I mean, you're done for, because I've had this thing hook on like a little tiny rock, you know.
It needs, isn't it?
And it's annoying as heck because you're sitting there, it's like, this tank weighs, you know, 500,000 tons or whatever it is. It should move a rock.
It should, yeah. It's like my Renegade's got a great big bulldozer on the front, but
yeah,
it can't go through a forest.
Yeah.
Even though its own weight knocks the damn trees over, but the bulldozer don't do anything.
It would be nice if they could make it so you could have blocks like this that had angles on both sides.
It would be, yeah.
And it's like, I want an angled wall that's half a block in thickness.
Alright. How does that look now? Going to the walls, to the door, ceiling. Still got that kind of wraparound look, but you can't merge them all in like that.
Yeah, no, it's impossible to get perfectly smooth, but that looks pretty good.
Cool. Right, okay, there's back. Get that merged. Right, is there anything you want to do to this ship on the inside before we go any further? Because we can effectively do some more stuff, so...
I don't think so. I think the only other thing that it needs to have put back in it was the what the hell's that thing called? The OP has to go back in, but other than that, yeah, there's not really a whole hell of a lot else I'm really worried about.
Hey buddy, no worries.
I might take away the twin staircases and just put the OP back in the center area here and turn this whole thing into the engineering pad.
Where's the offline protection and generator? Where's the gravity generator?
Oh, the gravity generator's still in place. It's in behind these ammo boxes.
There he is, yeah.
On the one side. But yeah, the offline protection, I think, is sitting in the bottom cargo box that's on its side there.
Yeah, it used to sit top here and hang down.
Actually, it used to sit on the floor, I think, but...
Right, either way.
And it was right underneath this gantry, which pissed me off because it was like somebody slapped it in as an afterthought kind of thing.
Yeah, probably did. Well, the offline protection fits in the same slot as the gravity gen and the constructors. So,
yeah.
Would you like your constructors some? Put the offline protection in that slot. Or you just got to put the offline protection somewhere else.
Well, I don't see any reason we couldn't throw the constructor down in this, like where you've just cleared this walkway here.
Yeah, I was thinking you could put boxes along here.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish clearing up along this edge, because if you've got your vehicle parked there, looks like I've got exactly one block thickness. I could literally stick your stopper wall right in the way of it. So like that, look. Oops, not using those blocks though. But yeah, if we put your stopping thing there, stairs up both sides.
Well, yeah.
Building area quite easily.
The turtle might still get extra layers on the outside yet, so.
Oh, there's still some room at the back as well, I believe.
Yeah. But I'm not too worried because if we keep this above height here, it doesn't really matter. As long as I get it on the ship enough to close the doors, it should be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that's all we really got to worry about is as long as it's going to get past the sensor to keep the doors open, we should be all right.
Yep. We're going to put banks. But that's the stopper.
Carry it over on the angle, similar to what the tank sits at now. Is that what you're thinking?
That's right.
Carry that line back over to the wall so it kind of runs parallel to the curve.
Yeah, I was going to try and bring it round a bit, but I'm just thinking you only need a couple of set of stairs to get up this section.
You really don't even need stairs because, I mean, realistically, the entrance to the turtle is on top. So, I mean, you could have literally a wall, it's just,
oh, I see what you mean.
I don't, it's the turrets that I'm worried about because I realize that the hitbox on the turret doesn't include the barrel, but at the same time,
it pokes out.
It pokes out, and if they ever change that, all of a sudden you end up with an exploded turret.
Yeah, that should be alright like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay. Blockety block, blockety block. Come on, mate. You don't need to get into it. I'll put some steps up so whoever jumps in the hangar can still go.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I was thinking, I mean, by the time you get to this corner here, you'd almost be 4 or 5 blocks thick, which would be a really good place to put the constructor. You could have like even an extra layer of armor behind it, and then constructor could sit in, and then we can put the OP in that hole where that piece of junk is, and then they're both out of the way, and I don't have to remodel everything.
Yep, so I'm trying to do it all so you don't go. They're nice like that.
Yeah.
Right, that's thrusters. So let's cover those in. Right. Or at a time, otherwise you lose your place.
Mm-hmm. I know, and I tried building that giant ship there last season. I had to spray paint everything that I was going to break, otherwise I wouldn't find it when I got to the other side of the ship.
User joined your channel.
Right, I've moved the constructor.
Perfect.
So the offline protection can go back in that slot. But I'll get all the stuff I just took out of the damn constructor and put it back in the constructor.
Is that damaged?
Where? What?
For me, the constructor's showing up all twisted and mangled.
Shouldn't be. I've just put it down. It should be fresh.
Yeah,
it's full health.
It looks like a Dr. Seuss or Theodore Salvadori kind of painting here, where it's like everything's twisted and warped and bent and melted and.
Are you dying of oxygen starvation?
No, I'm in perfect health.
That's right. Just checking.
Repair.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, no, it's showing up on my thing is saying it's full strength, but yeah, it's funny. Rendering glitches.
Moment, that's all I can say. Until they get that bit sorted out.
Yeah.
Right, rolling a family.
Yeah.
Sorry, rolling a cigarette.
That's okay. If any of the 30 some odd viewers I have who watch Empyrion on my channel don't know what a fag is in English, it's, you know, it's time that they went and they learned. And I'll just simply say they can just Google it.
Yeah. You know.
Speak English or shut the hell up.
Yeah, I did text you where I put the offline protection.
Yeah.
Because I know you can't get in there and you can cover it up. So.
Oh, I can still text her in yeah. I could always text her in mirror mode if I really wanted to as well. But I mean, seriously, the OP and the gravity generator are probably going to end up having a wall built in front of them anyway.
There's a bit of combat armor in front.
Yeah, just the thin, like I did with the fuel tanks.
I haven't looked at those ones.
Just a thin panel.
Alright.
It's not much. It might only be like 1,000 hit points or whatever it is that those thin panels are, but you know, it's that much more.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Everybody's pain's different, man.
Yeah, true, right?
That is one thing I've learned.
Yeah, true. Yeah, very true, unfortunately.
It doesn't, yeah. Somebody else's pain is not less than your own.
Oh, very well said.
You could just carry that 45 right back, or that 22 angle right back to the cargo box, wouldn't you?
No, it doesn't work. The other vehicle's not in the right place and it doesn't fit this side.
Oh, okay.
I haven't got the room on this side of the whole vehicle, whereas I do on this
That
side.
side.
Yeah. So, unless we try and build you a perfectly sized hole to fit this thing in,
Yeah, you won't.
I just don't think it's going to do it. So.
Yeah.
You won't.
Well, that's the only problem. I mean, the Turtle's a nice ship, but trying to find a place to get her to fit.
Right. Anyway, Cal, is that all right for your hangar construction area?
This looks fine for a hangar construction area.
Cool. Still got obviously your harvester boxes over this side and your ammo boxes on the other side.
Yeah, I might pull out those 2 cargo boxes that are there later and put 2 more
Yeah, you can
harvest.
just change those out to whatever you want.
Yeah. No big deal. Boxes are boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Boxes are boxes. What I would do there is probably chuck in front of the generators and the offline protection. I'd probably stick a door underneath it just to fill the hole.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, just to cover them over completely, and then I don't have to dick around with them.
No, exactly.
Because I can make it look textured, you know, whatever. Make it look like do the pipes one or something.
Yeah, you can put whatever you want there, mate.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, where did that cigarette go? There we go. So, how are we doing? We still got to try and get you into the ship without jumping on top of it, yeah?
What's that? The turtle's not a big deal. The hangar's fine. We just got to close these 2 gaps up on the top here and the holes.
That's not a problem.
And I think we've pretty much got her cased.
Yeah, it's not a lot left.
Yeah, like I mean, you give me extra room here. I can expand the bridge now and not worry about it, and enough above deck hangar here to choke a horse. We got these corners out by the outside on the front where you didn't tie in.
Yeah, no problem, mate. Get to those very soon.
Yeah, just trying to see what else we got left, but I think that's about it.
Not a lot. still got to tie in the section on the back where it joins the gunboat. It's basically outside work now. The inside's, if you're happy with the inside, the hangar, the layout, and the hangar and things like that,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's like I said. I mean, I'll break out the spray gun and the paint gun there later and take it back to Moonbase Alpha and have some fun with it.
No worries. No worries, mate. Right.
At the moment, if the second you go more than 15 kilometers out, the screen starts shaking like a bitch, and
Yeah.
it becomes fairly unplayable being that far out. So hopefully in Alpha 8 that will be resolved because larger space playfield.
Really?
But this is a science fiction game with like advanced technology and shit like that. You would have thought that would also encompass sensors and the ability to detect shit.
Well, you know those spinning little radar dishes that they have on top of so many ugly ships?
Yeah. Hey. But
Like I say, do you mind? There's plenty on mine.
Yeah.
Just if you happen to look exactly what I'm staring at with my drone, you'd know what ugly ship I'm talking about. But they were originally supposed to actually have the ability to actually perform like a radar dish.
Hey.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's just
sorry.
like
He's on about the one on top of his gunboat. Yeah, got you.
Yeah.
well, it's just like in what was that other game that we were playing for a little teeny bit there?
Minecraft.
Oh my. No, it's a space game. But anyway, they had like two or three different kinds of radar, and they actually did work. And location on where you had them on your ship, and also the amount you had and the power that you put towards them would increase your scan power and your range and everything. And I always thought that was a great idea the way they did that. They should. There's definitely a lot about that game they should implement in, stuff like that in Empyrion.
Wait, what game? Oh, was that?
I can't remember what it's called now.
Yeah,
Rift.
no, but it's
Rift.
just gone back. Fractured? No, not fractured.
Something
Interstellar
Rift. Interstellar Rift. Yes.
Yeah.
Interstellar Rift.
That was quite cool. What happened to that?
No,
Everyone
it's
stopped.
People
I just
were put off by the
completely
building.
fucking
I
boring.
liked it myself. I built quite a few very large ships and.
Luce, that's not a surprise. Tell us something new. Oh, by the way, Sponge, thanks to your video about your taking over this base kind of thing, I've actually managed to do some signal logging for the first time. I went and made a base underground, and I did a very, very similar setup to yourself in the sense of the doors, the shutter doors and how they work, and the setup you did with the sensors. I actually managed to use the sensors.
It's pretty straightforward when you know how, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad that helped. That's
It did, mate. Very much so.
Chuffed.
Yeah, you got me to using signals, which is great.
Yeah.
Oh, cheer, hold up. No way. Hey,
Yeah.
Static got me to stop using signals. He
That's
says, because anybody can trigger them. It doesn't have to be your faction.
This is very true.
Yeah.
Well, it all depends on what you're using the signals for.
Well, yeah, I mean, like most people, we use signals.
Doors.
Like doors.
Yeah.
Because it's easier. Yeah, you drive towards your ship, the ramp drops, the hangar door opens, you drive in. Yeah, that's the easy part.
Yeah.
What you could do is actually stick in two doors, one of them not linked. Yeah, but the proximity of you coming up the ramp will also trigger it anyway as its own mechanic.
In a ship, but if you're on foot, it won't trigger it.
No,
Yeah.
it won't be right. That's the problem.
Or you have to chain 2 or 3 sensors together so that only a certain combination will open.
Making people use the motorbike.
Yeah.
Well, that was something I wanted to do
Good.
2 servers ago,
Now
Yeah,
that
well,
would be
that's
fun.
and then everybody quit playing on the damn server, and I went, well, what the hell's the point?
Yeah. Did you just paint that fucking thing?
No, I can't paint anything on this ship. I can't interact. Look.
Yeah. That means Sponge is nearby or HUD.
Hey, how dare you?
Well, no, it's a trick you would normally perform.
Yeah, when
You're right,
I
mate.
have a legitimate reason to be in admin mode at the moment, I am not. I am in my base crafting blocks.
Yeah. Well, the only other person here I got HUD on
Well, for some reason I've got fucking pink blocks.
Random pink blocks showing up.
That's a static thing, actually.
Yeah.
I have
Pink,
never ever
actually.
painted any blocks on any of your ship.
I would rejig the housing around the thrusters, but you can do that in your time, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if I want to keep these. I want to see what the new thruster art looks like with these ships.
The new thruster art's gorgeous.
Let's look at it.
Yeah. I was also reading that thing on their new plans to change signal logic so that signals override auto door opening, so you can actually put doors like I had before, where you flip the switch and the door opens rather than every time you walk past the damn thing the door triggers.
There you go, Blighted. You'll be able to use signal logic again after that one.
Yeah.
I don't think that I wasn't not allowed to use it. Just static was like, well, you can't use this. People can get in your ship.
Well, what we could put there actually is a couple of elevator blocks, and you have access to the roof of your CV, so you can get into your shuttle a lot easier. One obvious choice.
Yeah. Yeah, you mean like come straight up right?
Yeah, you know where the let me cursor there.
Because I was thinking if I really wanted to, I could always just expand the bridge section out just slightly, and then just put an access door up on the bridge too.
Oh, you could. That saves putting that in. Yeah.
Because
that
it's
sounds like a better plan.
just shitty little 45 slopes, so it's not like it's anything fancy. We have this whole big section of deck here that you've made.
You've got plenty of room to land SVs up there, mate. Don't you worry.
Oh hell, yeah, we freaking have a runway painted up here.
You can do, yeah.
Once I get the sparkly lights, I'll actually make it so I got flickering runway lights going down the thing.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Huh. Who knows, maybe I'll even resurrect the cow saucer there.
Oh, boys, those that remember the Grendel.
Uh-huh.
I brought her into creative. Yeah, I was thinking, oh yeah, she needs an upgrade, with all the, new things that are on the servers, etc., and the game and whatnot. I thought, oh, I'll just, upgrade it. I'll be fucked. It was a size class 38, now it's a size class 9.
Yeah.
So from 154 turrets, down to 80.
Yeah.
No, she's now a utility ship, mate, because there's no fucking way she's going to be a battle cruiser anymore, is she? Fucking what a joke. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know who came up with that plan, but they want to kick in the ass.
Yeah. That's.
You got one to say for that one.
Oh, really? How did he change the ship size?
Well, no, we didn't change the ship size. We determined that turret count.
Oh, no. No, you're missing a point there, Span. Sorry, mate. It went from a size class 38 to a 9.
Yeah.
Just from version 5 to version 7.
Yeah, they've changed it like 4 times. They kept screwing with my build during season 6, actually, when they kept doing that. I'd build it, I'm like, okay, I put the turrets, and then next update. And now suddenly it's like, 5 classes smaller. I'm like, what the hell? And they kept doing that. And I was in the middle of building a ship on the server, and I had to keep freaking changing it.
Yeah, that's just harsh.
Well, because Byte raised this in the group discussion, in the Steam group, that size class isn't necessarily the best way to determine your turret count.
That's right, he was talking to me about it. He was trying to mention...
I think mass is probably maybe...
Yeah, using ship mass.
If we can work out what definition we require to to use mass, then yeah, mass would be better.
Yeah,
I
if
agree.
I look at the Naginata as a benchmark,
Well,
which
is it a size class
10?
10? Good man.
Its vanilla build is size class 10, so it would typically be allowed 20 turrets. And its mass. Where can I find out its mass?
Statistics.
Yeah.
Top left.
From the factory, I'm not actually anywhere near the Naginata, that's the problem.
You can't, mate. It can only be got at from the
Maybe
menu.
if it's in the registry.
Yeah.
But it would be the damaged one, not the fucking. Okay, maybe not the Naginata. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I was also thinking that we need to up the gun count. I know it's I'm saying go down, but I think ×2 is just not working.
Yeah, absolutely. No, not for smaller ships anyway. It's really bad.
It just doesn't work. Size class 1, 2 guns, great. What the fuck are you going to do with that?
Yeah.
Chase a drone. Which is fine when you're considering the size class 1 CV is not effectively a battleship, so.
Yeah, but you can make a decently sized ship and still keep the size class small, and that's the problem. It's like I said in that comment thing. If you go to other PvP servers, there's Wolf doesn't like brick ships, right, or cubes. There's a reason why people do that. It's because of the way the turret rules are set up. That's the only way you can actually make a decent battleship is because you won't have the coverage otherwise. You can make it all pretty, but you're just going to get eaten alive because you don't have the coverage because of the turret limits.
Mm-hmm.
And on this server, it's great for big ships, the rules the way they are, but it's really bad for smaller ships. Which again, the only way to get proper coverage on a smaller ship would be to make cubes or bricks.
Yeah, again though, I agree with Wolf on that one. I don't want to see just fucking big rectangles.
Exactly,
And
that's
everyone
why
just accessing it via a P menu. You don't need to go nowhere.
And that is exactly why the turret limit needs to be changed.
Yeah, we need to work out properly. Right, Cal, you obviously, if I leave that hole there, that was where your original gantry was to bring you to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you play with that. You can chuck that around and do what you want with it.
Yeah, I might put part of that back in, so the gantry comes out a little ways, and
exactly. That's what I was thinking.
adjust.
You still have your... Go on, sorry.
And I'm thinking I might adjust the bridge a little bit so it's bigger.
Yeah.
Not that I need a bigger bridge, but you know how it is.
Oh yeah, why not? You've got it, so...
Well, I mean, you got this giant flat surface on the top of this thing, right? So.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you can change all that, by the way, if you want to. I mean, I've literally just made it so the hangers work.
That's exactly what I needed to have working was just make it so these hangers don't look like ass.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I know it took away a bit of your aesthetics, but you don't need Sponge's touch.